Children of the corn, welcome to the last day of the challenge. Somebody told me a long time ago, Arturo, looks like you're always having fun with your job. I am. Seriously, I am. I like to have fun. I'm like a kid. I really like to have fun. I really like to enjoy what I do. I really enjoy what I do. I think that I don't know, it was a thing that I had always in my life were with the kids that used to play with me when I was a kid, and we're always laughing. I always have that time in my life that you feel that you're happy, right? No matter what happened, no matter what problems your parents have, no matter what problems the world has, you don't worry about that. You just want to take care of playing one way or the other. Nowadays is like everything, right? A poison in the food, poison in the water, fucking viruses released by whoever the fuck, and war and all these things. And it's like sometimes I question myself, like how the hell humans, because it's a big mathematics for me. I don't know if you ever thought about these guys, but it's a big mathematic, right? So if you see the people that controls and manipulate all the power of the world, they're very small group compared to the amount of people that we are, and they're always manipulating and controlling us in whatever way they want. They kill us, they create wars, they go to war because two stupid guys cannot agree in something, and they destroy thousands of people and thousands of things and destroy our planet. And just because or a couple groups with different beliefs, they just need to fight, and they say that they believe in God and it's a holy war, and it's so fucked up. Don't you think? So fucked up. And poisoning with the food, creating more ailments. Like I said, with some corporations, just like, oh, I want to make more money. Let's make sure that we create some type of law so people can just be under a lot of control. I wonder if one day the entire humanity is going to say, ya basta, stop, enough. And we can make sure that the majority has a voice. But see, they know that the problem is that if we are separated, if we are the majority, but we don't care about each other, because that's what they teach us, right? They teach us to don't give a crap about the other people, just to look for yourself. How? Very easy. They keep you in survival mode. That's why I really want to put anything possible out there for helping anybody that is ready, not everybody, but everybody that is ready to start working in themselves and start removing those things in their lives. So let me share my screen. We're starting right now with the last day of the challenge. Remember, the last day of the challenge doesn't mean that I'm not seeing you. There is a bonus day that is coming in 2 more days if you're watching this as a on demand, which means that you can watch it just right after if you want. It's going to be a Q&A, and it's an extra class with questions and answers. So the last day of the Transmutation meditation challenge is right here. So we're going to be talking, probably a lot of you wanted to know about this class more, right? Because, or you wanted to be here. You want to make sure that you're here because that's what is changing in the world. That's what is changing in the world. What is changing in the world is that economics, the economy of the countries are actually changing. There is a new world order. And when I mean new world order, it means who freaking own the world and who's going to be the one with the coin, the value. Like it used to be run by the dollar. The dollar is going to the city, direct to the city of the fog for some time, and they're fighting for right now. And Chinese is trying to become the first country, the strongest country in the world, and the first economy of the world. So that's what is called the part of what is the new world order. So everything is about money, prosperity, but I want to make sure that you know that there are specific energetics that will get you there to be okay, to be good with, but also at the same time is going to help you to keep some balance and don't be lost in looking for power or something. Power is good when you use it in the best way possible for yourself. And I learned that always using it for others will always keep you in good standing. So, money matters. We're going to talk about this. We're going to talk also about prosperity and abundance. We're going to be about talking a lot, probably, or most of it is going to center in limited beliefs, because it doesn't matter if you're a millionaire, it doesn't matter if you're the poorest person. At the end, if you're a millionaire and you want to do better, if you have a limited belief, you will not be able to go into the next level. And if you're very poor and you keep yourself poor and broke, is means that there are some limited beliefs that are preventing you from that. And not just limiting beliefs, but remember, those limiting beliefs, they're going to trigger your energetics, and your energetics are going to determine how things happen in your life for you in the money area, in the prosperity area. So we're going to talk about getting out of your comfort zone and avoid to get into one. So if in reality, a lot of people ask me most of my life, like, Arturo, you one day you said you were doing very bad. And yes, I did, until I learned to be out of the comfort zones. It's very difficult, but not impossible. And that helps me to be the best possible in for a long time since I remember. So, anyways, and we're gonna close the night today with a prosperity and money and prosperity meditation program, reprogram meditation that will help you to open the channels for you to be more aware that you need to have that vibration if you want to achieve money and prosperity. Okay, so I just want to make sure that if this is something that you guys want to talk about, or we should talk about something else. You guys want to talk about money and prosperity? Just let me know. Put the hands right there, or put it in the chat. I want to see if you guys are alive. I'm just making sure that you guys are alive. Yes, or just two people are alive. Everybody die already. Okay, what is like a yes, big time. All right. All right. See, as soon as I start, heck, yeah, okay. There you go. Um, thank you. I like that little thumbs up that moves. It's very, 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 very good. Very nice. All right. Let's start, guys. Let's start with money matters. Now, let me tell you something that I used to believe until life teach me the opposite. I never been or I never been like that selfish person, right? In a matter of fact, I always been my entire life, for whoever knows me, and even since childhood, I was a classic kid that we used to go to something in Mexico. It's called DIF, DIF, and or Limpy, and they used to give, for when you don't have a lot of money, they give you little lunches, and I remember there was this little milk, sometimes vanilla or strawberry, and a little piece of bread, like a little tiny piece of bread, and I think that a candy, we call it in Mexico palanqueta, which is like a caramelized peanuts. Okay, and it was so freaking good. But sometimes this organization didn't have enough lunches for every kid, and also sometimes some kids start taking advantage and start grabbing and not leaving enough for others. It was like a little mess, and we're talking now, you're having there like a probably 100 to 200 kids sometimes, like making big lines, and they get in there, and kids come in front of me. I said, okay, yeah, go ahead. I was that kid. And I'm not saying that I'm good. Oh yeah, I'm a good person. I'm not saying that. I always have this thing with me, and I always wanted to be kind of in front, because if I can get two or three, I can give it to other kids too. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't like the other kids that they actually literally grab it for them and they eat it in front of the other kids. You know that, right? Probably you were one of those kids. Have you? Let me see. I can see with my glasses, without my glass. But anyways, so I was, yes, see, we have, this is not a problem. There's not a problem. I'll keep watching you. Not just kidding. So, and I was that kid that even if a kid didn't get, I either share mine or give it to him. And then I became very selfless. And I started doing that. Even when I started my career and start actually doing some speeches and classes and seminars. I ended up doing seminars in my life since very young. I was 20 years old when I was doing seminars in insurance business, everything about motivation, everything about becoming better for yourself, better versions of yourself. But I really believe I was a very idealistic person. And I really believe that what I do, I never seen a value in what I do. I wanted to give everything for free, which I did. And I always been very spiritual. And I thought, a spirit is here for everybody and it's for free. That's what I need to do. And then I started doing that. And after a while, because of what I was doing, I started getting more involved in putting together more presentations where I was caring with the cost of it, paying for it to benefit other people. And one day I got broke. I couldn't have anything else. Nobody helped. Nobody helped with anything. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do more business. I'm gonna make more money. I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna keep sharing more. But I learned one lesson that is very important, that if you really want to be prosperous, if you really want to start manifesting money, and if you don't want to have that problem, or at least not that bad of a problem, you really need to understand this concept. This is what it is. Everything that doesn't has a cost, you might not how you said, what's the word in English? I lost the word in English. You cannot just like take advantage of, it's like it doesn't work the same. You need to, the value, you need to be able to pay a price, either monetary or time or something, but you need to pay a price. And that is also part of like energetics exchange, a karmic exchange. And then I was noticing that all my speeches, I was able to motivate people. Sometimes I can be very motivating for some people, for good things or for bad things. I always said I can inspire anyone to anything, including to beat the crap out of me. I can inspire anybody to do that. And it was difficult for me to see that. That's when I decided, and I revamped my career in a way, because I said, like, you know what? I don't want to be a motivational speaker. I don't want to be this proper guy, that because I'm not. But I really want to inspire people, and I really know how to heal, and I want them to heal, because if they heal and if they have a different mindset, they're going to be able to do better. And if more of us, we can do better one day, probably in 1,000 years, it doesn't matter. Probably this world would be better. Probably in 1,000 years, of course, we're not going to be here as us, but probably you're going to be the next Frenchie in 1,000 years, and they're going to treat you much better than how anybody could treat the Frenchies more better than now, right? But anyways, whatever you believe in reincarnation, probably you're going to come back and say, it's like, oh, I have a dream. I have a feeling that I was here before, but this is much better. Anyways, So you need to understand that there needs to be an exchange. The very first principle of money matters, put it down, write it down, is exchange. Exchange on energetics. It could be a transaction, a money transaction, can be a time transaction, could be a asset transaction, or some type of transaction. Because I learned one thing very, very important that you guys need to learn this seriously. I learned that not it's not bad that you can give everything if you have it. You can. It's wonderful for you. You feel amazing. How many times you give something and really makes you feel good, right? Like when you give it from your heart, right? You can tell when somebody gives you something from their heart, right? I love that. I love to give like that. But I found one problem in humanity. A lot of humans, they don't fucking know how to receive. At the spiritual level, that creates karmic exchange. Do you agree? See, you're coming here from your heart, giving something, and the person in their mind is, it could be like, fuck. Yes, thank you. I want that. And in their minds is like a, shit, what does he want from me? Just that simple thought will create a karmic exchange in the vibration of that person. And that makes that whatever you give from your heart will not exactly work for them. And then guess what they do? They will come back to you and rub it in your face, and they're going to start telling people that whatever you help them or give them, it didn't work, it's a bad shit, and nobody should get it. That's what I learned. And it's not that people are bad, it's that the system and education and the environment teach us to don't trust. In a way, it's fine. You cannot trust everybody. You cannot trust everyone. I told you yesterday, you trust God, you trust the universe, whatever name you want to put to the supernatural. But trusting is an issue nowadays. In a matter of fact, reestablishing the trust in anyone is probably one of the hardest things. Don't you think? What happens when you're in a relationship but the other person goes and cheats at you? What happens? Breaks your trust and breaks your heart. When your trust is broken, your heart gets broken. Reestablishing your heart doesn't happen overnight. There are methods that I have that helps me to recover faster, much faster, and that helps to restore trust in yourself. Sometimes not in the other people, now because now you learn to be more precautious. So money matters. Money matters is about exchange. If you are manifesting, if you want to manifest money in your life, you need to be two things. You need to have a mindset and a spirit that wants or need. Okay? You need to want or you need to need. And nothing moves you from there. Okay? And then you need to be practical. You need to be practical. You need to have the desire. And then you need to take action. Because if you don't take action, what is going to happen? Nothing is going to happen. Because that's the human design. The human design says that you have a thought and you bring it into a reality, manifesting it when you take an action, a physical, real action, a physical, a matter action. Make sense, guys? Now, why the world belongs to just a few? Why 1%, 2%, no more than 3% of the entire population of the world really, really own the world. The reason why is because these people figured out how to make you don't think about money matters. In a matter of fact, their system puts you to be worried and distracted all the time instead of focusing your goals and what you want to achieve. Do you agree with this? Right? So here's the thing. They put you in something that I explained to some of you before. If you're new to this, I divided into perceptions, two different perceptions of time in your life. They trap you in the stupid hamster wheel of something that I call planetary time. I noticed somebody asked if my clock in the back it was the right time or something. No, actually, it doesn't work. I don't put batteries. The reason why is I have in a specific. Oh, somebody move it. Oh no, there it is. I have it always in 5 o'clock. The reason why I always have it in 5 o'clock is two. 5 o'clock represents to me the reminder. Also in my office, I have my clock in 5 o'clock. It's just a reminder that I am in freedom. And if you add the 12 plus the 5, because 5 o'clock, the biggest stick needs to be up on 12 and the other one in the 5. 5, 2, and 1 is a 8. It's personal power. Freedom and personal power. That's what it means for me. That's why I always have it right there. Remind me my personal power. Then I go crazy. But anyways, so money matters. They put you in planetary time, which means that they make you believe that your time is running out. Your time is running out. You have to pay this by that time, otherwise you'll fuck it up. You have to pay more things on this day, otherwise you're fried. Then I noticed that when you have a goal and you said, okay, next year in June, I'm gonna buy myself a Tesla. And based on what I'm making with my work and whatever, you do your numbers and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna be. Even you go with the psychic, right? I'm gonna have my Tesla in June, and it's like the psychic. Yes, you can have it. You can have also a brand new Tesla, and you're gonna have a brand new fucking husband, and then you're gonna have a brand new wife and a brand new kid, like. Wait a second, no. I just want a brand new Tesla. Okay, yeah, for sure. You know what? It's not coming even in June. You can have it in April, and you're like, oh my God, I'm gonna have it in April. But I did my numbers, it's gonna be on June. Anyways, you get the idea, you work, and during this month, something happened. You have to use whatever money you were saving for your down payment. April comes, you think the psychic was liar. Fucking psychic, right? Then June comes, and you notice that you cannot pay for it. Something changed. You didn't expect that. And the very first thing that happens every time that you don't get things your own way, just like a kid, right? When you don't get the candy, what do? You throw a little tantrum, and it's because you get discouraged. And then you start programming yourself to have a life of discouragement and disappointment. You disappoint yourself, the world disappoints you, your job disappoints you, and you don't feel well. That makes you not to feel well. Do you guys agree? Because you are in the hamster wheel, letting you know you can never stop. You need to keep going. Even if something is happening and you really need to stop, you can't stop because you're distracted, because you cannot stop paying everything, paying your rent, working, going, this, that. You cannot even get sick sometimes. All depends. There's one thing that I learned about achieving, and I'm gonna give you that piece of information right now. And seriously, I pretty much achieved most of the things that I always wanted. Sometimes takes more time, sometimes takes less time, but I don't even remember if, since I learned that, I don't think that I never felt disappointed or discouraged anymore. There is something that I base in the reality of the planetary system. This has to do with planetary system, which is your planetary system right now is traveling through the universe. In a matter of fact, if yesterday we were in, I don't know, if we take as a reference our galaxy, let's just throw a numbers. Let's pretend that is yesterday at this time we were in longitude 3,455 and latitude 9,620. Today we are in the latitude 12,013 and longitude 9,880. Just to give a number. So we are in a different position. That is what I call universal time. No more planetary time. Planetary time is 24/7, 365. It's a loop, just like the clock. See, I love to stop the clock in whatever is more convenient for me. As I said, I value more to be able to achieve something that will buy the rest of the time that I have left. Does this make sense? If you start focusing in buying the time that you have left, you will notice a marvelous thing start happening in your life. You will enjoy life better. You will love more the people that you love. Your love will increase. It's a perception. It gives you a different perception. The formula in planetary time is a formula that rolls into that loop, never stops. Is that loop. So time equals time. 10 years ago, and this day, today is the December 10, 10 years ago at this time, at 7:36 p.m., it was the same time, 36 p.m. Just 10 years ago. The only thing that changed is the year. The month is the same, the hour is the same, the day is the same. Do you agree? But in universal time works different. The formula is not time equals time. The formula says distance equals time and time equals distance, which means that I'm not going to just wait for something to happen. I am going to make that something to happen. I'm going to take more actions because in a distance, what is the distance? Let's see. Let me give you an example of a distance. If I want a car like a Tesla, right? In just to give a name, probably a Mercedes, more like a Mercedes. I'm more like a Mercedes guy, you know, like nice Mercedes. The distance would be the price of the car. That's the distance. Now you can know how far you are from the car. Are you $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 far from the car? Then if I do my numbers, I'm like, oh shit, yes, I can make it for June next year, all right? And I'm very sure. But you know what? I will never get discouraged because for some reason, the actual distance, do you agree that when you are in a distance, you can decide to stop? Replenish yourself, keep moving forward or backwards a little bit and then forward again. And then you can walk or run. You can take more actions that will get you there. And when you start having that perception of time, guess what happened? You might get in April your car. But also, if you don't get it in April, you don't get it in June, it probably will take you one more year. You continue doing it and you just get a brand new model because you're never going to stop doing it. Nothing is going to stop you. See, in planetary time, the idea is stop you from making it. It's just an idea. It's just a fucking idea. And it's ingrained in your program, in your mind, in your head. It's there all the time, reminding you everywhere, is reminding you that you don't deserve anything. Now, if you are a high achiever and you have a lot of money and you achieve that and that's not the problem, this problem comes for you when you want to get to the next level and something is stopping you from that. Even if you have the correct investment or the connections and everything, and certainly nothing is happening, it means that something at the energetic level is trapping you either in planetary time or something is off and you don't know, and it's inside of your program. At the end, you have a lot of money, you don't have any money, it is the same. If you're not getting where you want, there is something right there that is not working in the correct, is not in the right place. Does this make sense, guys? Remember, make your questions. I'm gonna answer the questions. Francesca is gonna make sure that I do that. So, how can we cultivate prosperity and abundance? Number one, you need to know that the difference between prosperity and abundance is a huge difference. They're totally two different things. Prosperity has to do with something that is created and you can have. Abundance is the amount of that thing that has been created that you have, but now is a quantity. The difference is prosperity comes from creation and abundance comes from quantity. A lot of people, seriously, I used to see people that came to me that they try all these things like law of attraction and this and that, and nothing is happening. And then we took all the abundance classes, like abundance classes. So you refer to prosperity classes. No, yeah, whatever. No, it's abundance classes, like abundance classes. So then I would start noticing that people start going to all these abundance classes, thinking that abundance is prosperity. You can tell in my face, right? I'm like, seriously. No. Abundance can be an abundance of problems, abundance of shit. Right? That's the reality. Not your perception, not anybody's perception, is reality. Abundance is a quantity and can be a lot of something. Right? Abundance. A lot of something. You have a lot of bullshit in your life, that's abundance. See, you are in abundance. You need to start thinking what you are in abundance of. And start thinking if that's what you want, or you need to switch. You need to change the channel, right? So, prosperity is always linked to achieve by creating something. Like if you have a job or you have a business, what you do? You open your business, you do business with others, you go to your job, you exchange your time. In both cases, you exchange time. If you have a business, you invest, you have to create. At the end, both of them are about prosperity, some more than others. It's about creating what? Money. Specifically money. A lot of people think like, oh, I have, for example, I'm a farmer. A prosperous farmer is the one that all his crops are doing well, and they're more abundant. So he creates, with that abundance in their crops, creates also more prosperity for himself. Correct? It's a number game. It's not just a spiritual thing. The spiritual thing has a lot to do. If you don't have the right spirit for money, money will not come to you. Seriously, there is a thing. If you really believe in the spiritual stuff, I'm telling you, the spirit of money is a very tricky one. You see some people born with that thing that whatever they do, they have money. Money follow them. They're like a magnet. Well, not everybody, including people that has a lot of money. They want to have more and they can because they don't have the magnet to attract the rest that they need or they want. So you need to understand that abundance is not prosperity. Prosperity is not abundance. Abundance of prosperity and abundance create more prosperity. The more abundant of prosperity will create more prosperity. But you need to have prosperity. And then you create abundance. And that abundance will bring more prosperity. And then that's a nice loop. Does this make sense, guys? You need to understand that part. Otherwise, I don't know. I've seen so much things. And I'm telling you, it doesn't matter if you're a millionaire, a billionaire, or if you are a broke, or if you're broke. Not broken. Sometimes if you are a billionaire, you can be broken too. Everybody can be broken. Anyways, remember, put your questions right there. Now, let's get into the juice. The juice is limiting beliefs. And when I'm talking about limiting or limited beliefs, is because probably you don't know. If you're a billionaire or a millionaire and you cannot go to the next level, is because you don't believe and you don't know that actually you have a belief that that's your cap. If you don't have a lot of money, if you're struggling with money, this is the problem. You have a program that says that you cannot have more. Even if you try, let's pretend, have you seen, or does this happen to you? This happened to me before I discovered all this. This happened to me. I have a really good day. I'm like, yes, I'm making it happen. Woohoo! I'm like, dancing. And when we receive, like, oh, yes, ooh, yes, ooh, right? A couple days later, nothing. What the heck? You have a cap. You need to find it out and remove the cap. Then there's always going to be another cap, but you don't deal with it until you deal with this one and get rid of that. Once that you get there, you deal with the next cap. That's the money game. That's prosperity and abundance is the result. Remove the caps as you go. As you go, caps are being removed. Here's the problem. Let me share with you where was my problem before. I had a problem. Some of you probably hear me in other classes. I have a class every year that I used to do underground for some group of people. That's it, for small group of people. I'm not talking more than 4-6 people in the class. Normally charge $800 per class. I used to charge $800 per class. It was 2 classes. One at the end of December, one in the beginning of January. Prosperity, abundance, and I give them a formula based on the energetics of how the year is coming. And I can tell you for a fact that I know, because all my students of all those years, all of them, they're doing great with that. Here's the thing. When you get to know, I remember that I was really good to achieve things very fast. No matter of fact, I became very wealthy when I was 20, and then I lost it all within a year. I fucked it up. Bad. I really wanted to know what was happening to me. Why I have this pattern, this habit, this tendency to fuck everything up that I achieve. Everything that I achieve great in a short period of time or long period of time, it doesn't matter, always going to the city of the fuck. Losing it, like getting rid of it, like literally. In a matter of fact, one day I remember I have like the equivalent to, it was like I don't know, 17 million pesos, which was equivalent to like a $170,000 around that time. Imagine me putting $170,000 in those boxes on a church because I feel so bad for myself. And I said, I'm going to give this to the church. They didn't deserve it. They didn't even help anyone. They just helped themselves with all those chairs made of gold. One chair made of gold in the Vatican or whatever the fuck they have it. They will probably feed an entire country or half or something. Don't you agree? Anyways, and here I am giving them a lot of money to me, not even keeping money for transportation to go back to my house. I did a regression on myself, and this is what I find out. You know, I grew, and I mentioned this before, probably I grew with two different grandmas, right? My father's side grandma and my mother's side grandma. And my father's side grandma was she was very wealthy. She did very well. She was a doctor and she had businesses and she was a hardworking woman, an example of achieving. There was nothing that she could not achieve. She believed that everything was possible. And I like that. But I spent a lot more time of my life with my other grandma. That was my Leo grandma. Then I spent a lot more time with my Sagittarius grandma. I remember. Unfortunately, my Sag grandma, she was very poor. She was very, very poor. She was left on the street by my grandfather with 4 kids, and she just ran from Guerrero, Mexico to Mexico City and built a cardboard room for her kids to live until she gets better. And she starts selling food and sewing clothing and working hard and keeping an eye on her kids, making sure that the kids don't go into addictions and things and go to school and give an education. So she educated all of them. The girls, you know, the belief before for girls, the grandma just give them like a middle, like a kind of some college, okay, education. For my uncle, she gave full scholarship, you know, all the way up to professional, a degree. But all of them had some type of education. She achieved that. But I remember when I did the work on me, when she was saying all the time, repeating over and over. It was like, you know, like you like a song and you have to, you listen to the song every day, several times a day. She was right there repeating, telling me all the time that rich people are bad people. And she hated my other grandma. She actually hated my other grandma. Like, wait a second. Is this truth? Rich people are just all of them, they're bad? Or you just hate my other grandma, right? But it got ingrained in my mind very deep down. I really start believing. So look at my pattern, look at my habit. I achieve a lot. Once that I have it, I need to get rid of it fast, as soon as possible, because that will convert me into a bad person. Can you see it? I didn't want to be a bad person. I never consider myself. I have done bad things. I lied before. I have to work a lot in myself. I never been a bad person. I mostly, yeah, if I beat up here and there a couple people, it's because I defended myself. I never went to attack anyone. So see, I didn't want to be a bad person and rich people, based on what my grandma said, they're bad. Subconsciously, I have a limited belief that limited me that you cannot have anything because otherwise you're going to become bad. And because the way that I born, I don't want to be bad. Think about it. What did they tell you? What did they tell you? If you're not achieving your goals, of course, there's a limited belief right there. Something is happening and you're not even seeing it. It's like they put a freaking Trojan horse in your mind. One day I said in one of my classes, they put the Trojan horse in your mind. It's like at the end, it's like they put a Trojan horse in your ass and they keep you right there. And if you want to do better, you need to Goya. 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 Get off your ass. That's what I start telling myself. I will never talk to myself in a really nice way. I said, Goya. And every morning, Goya. And then I need to go and Goya. And fuck this. And Goya, and get out of my ass and start doing better. And I reprogram myself and I start doing much better. And I achieve things. I'm not bragging, but I put myself a goal. I don't have like the most super expensive cars or something, but I have a collection of cars that are limited and they just come out every 7-8 years. And I was able to achieve to have the 3 models that are very difficult to get in the market, but I got them. Why? Because I put it as a goal and I believe and I could make it, and I did make it. I always figure out. I'm telling you, you can do it. You want something, you can do it. If you're a millionaire, if for some reason you ended up in this app, somehow, even that you know a lot about money, guess what happened? You are going for the next level and you need to, if you're not there, something is in the wrong place. And you need to take a look at it. If you're not a millionaire, if you're having money issues, guess what? This information is also for you. Because something is limiting you and it's stealth. It's like a Trojan horse. It's waiting for you to go to sleep, to sit in your buttocks, and don't do anything. Don't take action. Just dream. Oh yeah, I can do this. I can do this. And a week later, somebody asks you, hey, how's it going? You said that you're going to do this and achieve that. Like did I? Oh, well, yeah, bro. I don't remember what type of drug I took that day. Probably I took the Mexican drug, the Arturo drug. But then I didn't pay attention and I came back to my A. Right? Now you might think like, why, Arturo, why you're talking to us like that? No, I'm not talking to you like this. Yes, I am. That's a reality. I'm not blaming anything on you. I'm not scolding you. I'm telling you, this is what really happens. You need to understand that manifesting power is not just thinking. There is a formula. Yes, there is a formula in the mind. There is a formula in energetics that I figured out a long time ago, and every year kind of change. Some years are similar. This year is changing. And I figure out. And things are getting much better every time. But also you need to be a lion. You want to eat, you better Goya. Get up, get your prey, and eat. What that means, go there and achieve what you want to achieve. You need to have a character. Again, this applies to everybody. If you're a millionaire, you know what I'm talking about, because a lot of people think that people that are high achievers and they're millionaires, they have a lot of money, you think that they have it everything simple. It's not actually. When you have money, you have also worries. You have to work probably sometimes harder. It's just different. You worry about different things. But in matters of family and things, it's the same thing. So at the end, it's just 2 different perspectives. One perspective you have. The other perspective you don't have. Simple? Very good. Remember, put your questions right there. We want to answer that before we leave. So limiting beliefs, just to recap the limited and limiting beliefs. A lot of them you can figure out. Some others, you need to do some work. Remember also, if you're really serious about developing better yourself, probably check out the club that I'm opening. Yeah, it's not for you to go and and drink alcohol. Well, once in a while we can have a glass of wine or a beer or whatever, guys, but it's called the Manifestos Club. If you're interested in that, if you want to invest in yourself. Otherwise, you need to figure out, or you can come and have a session if that's what you want. If you need, you can have a session and figure out what are your limited beliefs about this situation and any other situation. I manage different matters, right? So you need to start identifying your what is limited. And how can you identify? Let me give you something that is kind of light, but will help you. You know who knows better than you? Okay, let me see this. What is going to be your answer? Please put in the chat if you know who knows better than you. Who knows better than you? Put in the chat. Who do you think that knows better than you? Somebody says, my angel. Yes. No one? God? You know who knows better than you? You. Yes. God, your angel, higher self, whatever you believe is, that is higher, but also your own soul. You. You know better than you. If this makes sense. It's like you're two people, two persons, right? Two people in one. Is the one that is conscious and the one that is acting crazy, unconscious. The one that is acting like a, huh. So when you ask yourself the question, let me show you a little exercise. You guys want to know one exercise that really helped me a lot? Check this out. So first of all, before you close your eyes, hold on. Before you close your eyes, I need you to identify if you have a money, if you think that you have a prosperity, abundance, or money issue or cap. Because you could be doing very well in that, but probably you never thought that you can get to the next level, and probably you have a cap. Just think of that. Think why you were not able to achieve certain things that you wanted to achieve, and it been very difficult for you to achieve it, okay? All right. Once that you have that, close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Just take a deep breath and relax. Now, ask yourself, ask your mind, ask your soul, what is it that is making my cap? What is stopping me or blocking me? And the very first thing that came to your mind, stay on that. Now, please, if you want an answer from this, open your eyes. Whatever came to your mind, if you want to share in the chat so I can read it, so I tell you what it means. Even if it doesn't make sense, okay? Even if you get something like what if you get like a vanilla ice cream, okay? So we have you didn't build father, fear, myself, fear of failure, right? I hate capitalism. I know, right? I do too. The only problem is that that's where we live, unfortunately. Is some type of exchange until one day, as I said, guys, probably one day. What if one day we can create our own coin, like the Dralion coin, that takes in consideration everybody? See, again, I'm not going to make a cult, but we can make a good movement or organization. That would be good. So me, I just saw a ladder, broken, scared I don't deserve it, right? Well, guess what? Whatever came to you, if you analyze you can use this. If it's not clear for you, you need to get what you got and get the next thing. I'm going to take one of these ones. Okay, let me see. Let me go back here and I see. Okay. I'm going to use something that has a metaphor. Okay. Somebody says, I just saw a ladder. Okay. And, oh, thank you for putting that. It was sideways, horizontal. So now your next question, you can ask your mind, because I can tell you the meaning of the ladder, right? The question is, you need to know what the ladder means for you. So ask yourself, why I saw the ladder. Am I pronouncing it right? It sounds funny for me. I think that I'm just reading it, but it's ladder? Ladder? That's how it is? Ladder? Thank you. Yes. Ask yourself that question, and what else you get? Let's continue really quick with this one. Ask yourself that question, and what do you get? What does your mind tells you when you ask about that? Ask yourself, why did I saw a ladder? What did you get? It says PM. Oh, I think that I know who this is. Hello, señorita. All right.
Arturo.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. I actually didn't get anything in my mind. My body reacted. My body temperature is so hot right now. It's really, really hot. It was like immediately.
So when you asked the question, your body had a reaction.
Yeah, it was super hot and honestly a little shaky.
Okay. So now you
I
can
think I'm
continue
sweating now.
asking questions to your mind and pay attention what it says. Now, I'm going to stop right here. I'm going to go back and I'm going to give you some insight about this, right? You can use metaphorical meaning. A ladder is something that is about going up, right? It's something that you go up and at some point you need to go down. But it says that it was sideways in a horizontal. So what that means, the ladder is not in the position to go up or to go down. It's a no use position. It's like it's just there, ready for you. So it means that probably you didn't decide it yet. Does this make sense? So probably your cap or your limited belief is in like oh shit, this is a decision-making situation. Then check this out. Your body becomes hot, becomes very, very hot, and it starts even shaking. So what element creates heat in our body? Fire. The fire element. Now, if this is something that is preventing you from moving forward, there is a chance that you have some type of angry either at yourself or something that is preventing you from get the ladder up. Oh, there you go. I see the little hand right there. Can you unmute yourself? Please share what you're getting from this.
I'm actually kind of laughing at myself. Because I was processing a little bit of frustration. And I've been pretty angry this year around this block. So anger is for sure present.
See that? Thank you. Thank you for sharing. So you can either use metaphorical meaning. For those that don't know how to use metaphorical meaning, ask Francesca. I have a class about it if you want to take it. It work marvelous for you. But anyways, either you go by metaphorical meaning or you keep asking, why sideways? And your mind is going to keep giving you hints and more Of course, there are methods that I have, especially in the Manifestos Club. It's going to be a really good way to just not to discover what it is there, but also how to move forward. There's tools, but if you cannot be there or do anything about it, start doing this. You will discover more about yourself. This is a very healthy exercise that will give you answers. See, I need to tell you things that in case that I'm not available, I'm not here anymore, right? The ship comes, pick me up. I need to go to a better place now, and I want to leave you here with all these things, all this shit, and then you're going to figure out, and then you're going to pass it to others. Make sense? All right, let's move forward. So the last one, limited beliefs create comfort zones. Now listen to this. You can write it down if you want. The key to financially succeed, and in case of comfort zones, in other areas are too, but the key to financially succeed and have prosperity and abundance is to develop the capacity and the ability to keep yourself out of comfort zones. So, in less words, keep yourself uncomfortable. I know, right? You're like, oh, so what's the point? I just want to be comfortable. Yeah, enjoy that and become uncomfortable again. Develop the capacity and ability to be uncomfortable, or don't be comfortable. Because you will, once that you're comfortable and you don't know when to stop, you will become too comfortable. And then you will lose momentum. And that's a problem. If this class gives you momentum, take it. And keep going and keep repeating. It's like if you work out every day, at some point, your body's going to change. It's going to look different. You're going to feel different. You're going to be stronger. But you need to continue doing it. The key of financial success is to keep yourself out of comfort zones. Keep yourself uncomfortable. But also you can enjoy life with comfortable things. And once that you feel that you can be comfortable, get out of there. Get the F out. Don't allow yourself to be inside of the cocoon. Put yourself into something that will challenge you. Of course, there are certain things in energetics that has nothing to do with just practical things. That's why I decided to do the Manifestos Club this year. And every year I'm planning to have it there to give support too. So let's go with the questions. And be careful with comfort zones, because there are like imprints. You don't see them, and they don't let you do things literally. Comfort zones, comfort areas, areas of comfort will not let you, in a matter of fact, will help you to gain fear on taking any challenge, and you will not do it. Make sense? So how are we doing with this class? Please put it in the chat. And Francesca, do you have questions?
Yes, the first question is, I never wanted to be bad like my in-laws who are rock. Is that the same thing? But I did it to myself? Question.
Can you repeat that again?
I never wanted to be bad like my in-laws who are rock. Is that the same thing, but I did it to myself?
Yes, yes, a lot of times, yes. That's a big yes. Sometimes we do it to ourselves because the problem is that you're not the same that them. But if you're taking them as a comparison point, if you could create that limited belief for yourself, and actually, yes, you did it to yourself. That's very common. You know, sometimes we compare ourselves with other people or we see other people do it and we get disgusting. But remember, let me tell you something that I always explain to people. I said, coffee is an enhancer. Drugs are enhancers, right? Money is the bigger enhancer. If you don't believe me, once that people have money, they are enhancing everything. Their breast, whatever they need, you know, changing their body, enhancing their house, everything. It's an enhancer. Now, here's the trick. Money will make things bigger always. It means that probably those in-laws, that's what they have inside. And the money enhances that. Now, if you're not that person, don't be afraid to have money because guess what? It will enhance what you are and who you are. And by the way, if you reject naturally what their behavior and what they are, it means that you are in the opposite spectrum. So you're okay. Of course, don't be afraid to have money and bring out the bad part of the worst parts of you. It could happen too, but guess what? It will bring also the good ones. That's when you start working in yourself even more, but now with more resources, right? That's true. That's more resources. Does this make sense? Does this answer that question? What else, Señorita Francesca?
Okay, the next question, this is about you. Were your difficulties before the store?
Say again?
Were your difficulties before the store?
Oh yeah. Everything always been a difficulty. Everything for me looks like I make my life a challenge. I always make my life a challenge. And that keeps me moving forward. That really keeps me moving forward. Before the store, I have things like, okay, this is what happened to me. This is what make my brain to click in a way that I promise I will never went through, is going to be through that. Even with the store, I have challenges all the time. A lot of people don't know, for those that knows that when I got the store, which was an icon for community, the first metaphysical store in San Diego since 1963. When I took the store was pretty much dying. That's the truth. That's why they're going to close the store. I took a challenge with the store to revive the store and to continue helping community. That was my very first thing. Because the truth is, I didn't have that much of problems. I have 2 offices. I have enough. So I was getting another responsibility, a big one. But I really care. I wasn't able to see this store to go down because the previous owners, they were retiring, and I really need to make an effort. It was very difficult. The entire process was difficult. It always been difficult. We were in a specific area in North Park. They kick us out of North Park. They just elevate our rent so much at the point that we couldn't continue going. Well, even Starbucks was paying less rent than us, just to give you an idea. So the people that rented to us, the spot that we have, is so much difficulties. But see, there is always a silver liner. Because nowadays I have a smaller store with a different theme, but I was able to bring all my healings to the store, and that makes us different. In a matter of fact, I don't see a metaphysical store that offers exactly what we have. And people say it. You can see it in the reviews. People is like, you guys are knowledgeable, not knowledgeable. You guys more into the healing. Because we really like to help people. Yeah, the store probably could be in not the best area possible, but guess what? We're gonna give you always the best. It was a challenge, but this is what made me change my mind. Long time ago, very long time ago, like 20 years ago, I got sick. I had an accident. To be more precise, back in 2006. Back in 2006, I had an accident. I fall. I hurt my back. I couldn't work. The bank repo my cars. I have 2 cars that I was paying, a truck and a sport car. And here's the thing. I lost it all. I got sick. I lost my business. I lost my cars. And even like that, I'm still sitting on my ass in a little comfort zone that I created for myself by having business and doing okay. Sorry, I got a little emotional about this because I will never forget. I promise myself that I will never forget this moment. I go out of my apartment and there is a note in my door that says 3 days pay or quit. That was my waking call. Because I saw myself on the street with my kids. I can take it, but not to them, not to my family. It was so difficult and I didn't know what to do. I was sick. I wasn't able to work. I lost everything. I don't have anything anymore. And they're kicking me out. And in the 3rd day, and I'm looking for jobs and things like crazy. I always work for myself, but I am looking for jobs, whatever is needed, and I cannot get anything. And I went to talk to the manager of those apartments and say, hey, listen, you know, when I came in, you took a deposit. Can you just take my deposit? I'm gonna leave. I cannot pay the rent. I have to leave. Can you take my deposit? And I will pay whatever I owe, anything. I'm not doing well. I explained the entire thing. I will never forget that there are good humans still. This lady looked at me, looked at my eyes and said, I know you guys. You've never been behind. You're good people. Arturo, listen to me. I cannot promise you anything, but just whatever you have, bring it. You're going to receive a late fee. I'm going to do whatever I can with this paperwork and just continue doing, make sure that you make it. You might think, Arturo, why don't you work that traumatized time for yourself? Because there are certain things that you don't want to forget. There are certain things in life that will push you to keep moving forward. Even if it hurts, see, it gets you out of your comfort zone. It gets you out of wherever you are, out of the hole that you are. And I was going to jobs, and finally I found a part-time job where I actually told the guy, if you hire me, you don't have to pay me until I make you money. If I make you at $5,000 in a week, you pay me. He was paying me $14 an hour. And he said yes. Who could say no to somebody with the experience that I have for $14 an hour and just part-time? That's how I started getting back on my feet. In less of 2 months, I opened my business again and I continue going. People didn't know, the first $360 that I have, I was able to talk to a guy to lend me a spot in a plaza. And then I spent $360, the only money that I have, to put a wall so the people cannot see. Sorry about this. People cannot see that I have nothing, that my spot was empty. I just put a wall that they cannot see inside. So I have my computer, my little plotter, and I start doing science, and I start doing things. And the first month I make 3,500, and then continue until the first year I get to 175,000, and I was making it back again because I was uncomfortable, because life made me uncomfortable, because I was able to get off my own ass. Being comfortable can mess you up. Question, Señorita Francesca.
Yes. Do you have an ask of us from this class?
Explain that in Spanish. No, explain me that better so I can understand. You know, sometimes.
Yes. The person is asking, are you asking anything of the class? Like, was there something that you would like them to do? Anything of that nature?
Yes. I would like to ask you to find out which part of where you are and what you do is too comfortable. If it's okay, if it's not that comfortable, you don't have to do anything. But I need you to figure out if you're really very, very comfortable. I need you to start thinking and dreaming and visualizing that you can either add something to it, or probably you need to change into something else that will bring you what you want. But never think, never settle thinking that you don't want or you don't dream. You need to bring your inner child back into dreaming of what you want. What else, Señorita Francesca?
That is all the questions for right now.
All right, guys, are you guys ready for the repro? And I think that you guys send me some direct messages. I'm just, oh, thank you too. Just make sure that there is no questions there. Very good. I promise I will read all the chat later. Very good. No questions. All right, says, oh yeah, I see that. Oh, interesting. You give me the questions, including the ones that was direct for me. I don't know how you have access. So Francesca just hacked my account. What the heck? Just kidding. She can hack whatever she wants. All right. Are you guys ready for the recording? Let's do it. Let's do it. Yeah. Sit comfortable, lay down, or preference just sit. Don't fall asleep, because I want to close with a message for you guys. So make sure that I have don't disturb right here. Pretty good. So this repro meditation, this repro is gonna be for opening the channel that will allow you to connect more with your vision, that will allow you to see and dream and start the process of manifesting of whatever you want that has to do with money and prosperity and abundance. Money, prosperity, and abundance. Now, let me tell you one thing before we start really quick. When I channel these things, you might find elements that might apparently doesn't make sense. But trust me, it's going to be specifically for triggering this opening of these channels. Okay? Ready? Close your eyes, take a deep breath. Deep breath again. And one more time, deep breath. Now focus in your breath and allow yourself to relax and connect with your inner self, with your soul, because your soul is connected directly with God, the universe, with the spirit of the universe that has access to enhance and create. It contains the vibration of creation. And allowing yourself for today, even if sometimes you have difficulties to have faith today, tell yourself with the purpose, repeat in your mind with the purpose of opening the channels of manifesting prosperity and abundance of money in my life. With this purpose, I open my heart, I open my mind, I allowed myself because I deserve. I allowed myself to open the channel of prosperity, to open the channel of abundance. Now, I need you to breathe in a specific way. What I need you to do is, in your breathe in, you're gonna count like this. While you're breathing in, you're gonna count 1 to 8, like breathing in, counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just in your breathe in and hold it. And when you cannot hold it anymore, just let it go slowly. And we're gonna repeat this 3 times. Go ahead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold it. Release. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold it. Release. Last time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold it. Release. Visualize yourself in front of stairs. There are 8 steps going down. I'm going to start counting from 8 to 1, and I need you to feel your feet going down in those stairs. 8, 7, 6. Feel your feet. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Visualize in front of you a door made of gold. The entire door is made of gold. My count of 3, you're going to visualize yourself going out of your body, start floating, looking down, and you're gonna see yourself at the age of 8 years old in front of that door. Your body's gonna be an 8 years old in front of that door. 1, 2, 3. Go out of your body, floating above your body, looking down. There is your body, 8 years old, in front of the door. My count of 3, you're gonna come back inside of your body, and the body's gonna still be in the 8 years old kid. 1, 2, 3. Look at the door. On my count of 1, you're gonna open it. On my count of 2, you're gonna walk through. On my count of 3, you're gonna close the door behind you. 1, open the door. 2, walk through the door. 3, close the door behind you. Now, in front of you, there is a big land. It's empty. There's just flowers here and there. It's an empty land. There is some kind of very grown grass, some weeds, a lot of weeds everywhere. It's just an open land. And you start walking and observing. There are rocks, weeds, grass. Now, I need you to place yourself in the middle of that land. And I need you to look around and then I need you to place yourself looking north. Standing up, looking north, in front of you, there is going to be a mountain. Now, look to your right side. There is another mountain at the east part of the land. Now look to the left, and there is going to be another mountain in the west side of the land. Now I need you to picture in your mind, draw a lines between the mountains, and you're going to have a triangle. Now, keep yourself that image for a moment and allow your body to feel a vibration that comes from that triangle, from those mountains. Now I need you to look to the mountain from the north and look that there is water coming down of that mountain. I need you to get closer to the mountain and notice that the water is coming down but doesn't go all the way to your land. So I need you to visualize some equipment and you start making a pond. Take the dirt off out. Make a big space to bring water. And then suddenly you see the hole in the earth, in the dirt, and start create this little path from the water to bring the water and start getting the water in the pond. Then create another little canal, another path from the other side of the pond to connect some type of irrigation that will go to other areas of your land. Now, I need you to look in the east side, that mountain. Notice that at the very top of the mountain, there is a yellow flower, a yellow flower that is there. I need you to start running up the mountain. Feel it in your legs. You have ability and you just keep going and going and going. Keep going, getting closer, closer, closer. You get there. Touch the petals of the flower and notice that the flower has this little dust that looks like gold dust. And in the middle of the flower, there is a little seed made of gold. Take it, put it in your left hand. Go down the mountain, bring the seed with you in your left hand. The seed made of gold represents money, prosperity. You bring it with you. And now I need you to pay attention. An area of the land is gonna drag your attention the most. Feel it. I need you to go there, dig a little hole, and put the seed, cover it. And as an 8 years old kid, you're so excited to know what is going to come out of that seed. Put some water. And I'll go and start in the west side in that mountain. It's going to get closer to the mountain and there is a little cave. Go inside of the cave. And there is a spot right there that feels and make you feel that you need to sit there and meditate. And you feel cozy. For whatever reason, it feels very good. You feel safe. You feel protected. Now get up, go out of there, and start working in your land. Allow your mind to show you where you're going to put flowers, where you're going to build the house, and start doing it. Allow your mind to start building it for you. Allow that image, that vision, trees, what car you want to have there. Very important. Have a vision of what people you want to share this with. And the time passes, and you're at 8 years old dreaming all this. Build it in your mind. Build it. Know and feel the vibration of that land. It is your land. It is yours. It's okay just to dream. Just dream about it. I need you to go back to the place that you put the seed and notice that there is a little plant, a gold plant that is growing and is coming out. Be patient. Keep watering the plant. Keep working in your land. Fruit trees, any material aspect that you feel or need that needs to be there, make it happen. Don't worry. Even if some part of you will feel ridiculous, it doesn't matter. Just be at 8 years old, creating all these images for yourself. And suddenly you're working in your land and you look around and there is a big tree made of gold. And then you start walking towards that and you pass by your car and you notice that in the reflection of the window, there is you as an adult. You're not a kid anymore. It is you nowadays. Approach to the tree and with the purpose of opening the channels of prosperity and abundance, enhancing your manifesting power. I need you to touch one of the leaves from the tree and notice that it's made of gold, solid gold. You're going to take one of the leaves, you're going to put it in your left hand and cover it with your right hand and bring it close to your heart and repeat, I accept, I deserve it, I can do it, I receive, I accept, I deserve, I can do it. Go ahead and put that leaf of gold in your pocket, and your pocket feels heavy. And grab another leaf from the tree and notice that every time that you take a leaf from the tree, two more are growing. For each one that you take, two more are growing. The abundance channel is there. Put enough in your pockets of those leaves. Go back to your pond. Look at the reflection of yourself in the pond. In better shape every time. Physical, mentally, spiritually. Now come back to the door. The gold door, bring your pockets full. 1, open the door. 2, walk through that door. 3, close the door behind you. Now observe that in front of you is the stairs to go up the 8 steps, but in your right side In your right side, there is a brand new car made of gold. Go ahead and get inside of the car. Feel it, smell it. Brand new. Start the car. Put it on drive. Speed up. Observe, there is no red lights, there is no stop signs, it's just open road for you. Speed up more, feel the speed, feel the speed. Faster, feel the speed, feel freedom. My count of 3, you're gonna break the speed of the sound. 1, 2, 3, disappear. And just be part of the void, be part of the universe. My count of 3, you're gonna show up again in front of the stairs. You're gonna appear there from a gold light of a portal coming back into front of those stairs. 1, 2, 3. Feel it, feel your pockets full, feel your feet, bringing it with you. 1, 2, 3, going up. 4, feel your feet. 5, 6, 7, 8. Take a deep breath. Open your eyes, fully awake, fully awake.